Okay, there we go. We can all rise and say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the for which it stands one in this for all. I would like to welcome everyone to the October 6th, 2025 meeting of the MSD of Mount Vernon. We will start with the recognition of delegations. Any person who wishing to be recognized to speak on any agenda item or to be heard as part of this section on the agenda dealing with delegations or citizens' comments are to identify themselves by name and the point on the agenda where they wish to be recognized.
I do.
Okay.
Andrew Sargent.
Anyone else?
I do. Big title.
Big title. Anyone else?
Well, Andy.
Anyone else?
Preston Living.
Anyone else?
I do as well. Skylar Turner.
Anyone else? Last call. We will give you all an opportunity on C1. So moving on to recommended actions, we can take A and B together.
Okay, we are submitting our minutes from the September 22nd, 2025 meeting, as well as enclosed vouchers and electronic transfers.
Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of the September 22nd, 2025 meeting as prepared or as corrected? And a motion to authorize payments of payroll checks 403-308 through 403-685, voucher checks 146-634 through 146-721, and electronic transfers ET 3297 through ET 3306 as recommended. Voided payroll and voucher checks not listed on the voucher listing in the above sequences are not approved for payment by this action.
So moved. Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Williams, seconded by Mr. Isaac. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is passed. Moving on to unfinished business.
So after months of presentations and putting stuff together, we were presenting to you the resolutions to adopt the capital projects plan, the bus replacement plan, and then the budgets for the appropriations and tax rates for our four main funds: our education fund, our operations fund, rainy day fund, and our debt service fund. The important thing to note is that our tax rate went down, projected to go down. I guess you don't know final say until it's all done, but all projections show that it will decrease this year.
We thank you for all your work doing that and putting all that together. It's a big process. So do we have a motion to adopt the 2026 budgets, to adopt a resolution for a capital projects plan for 2026 through 2028 as advertised, to adopt a resolution for the school bus replacement plan for the years 2026 through 2037 as advertised, and to adopt a resolution for appropriations and tax rates?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Oath, seconded by Ms. Butler. Any discussion?
No, we appreciate your hard work there, Bo. That was a lot of presentation and material you covered all during the summer. So thank you.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion is passed. Moving on to policy revision.
At the previous meeting, we reviewed and discussed the proposed revision to this policy. We are now recommending the board adopt revised policy 306.
We have a motion to adopt revised policy 306 as recommended.
Moved. Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Isaac, seconded by Mr. Williams. Any discussion?
This policy, just as a reminder, is to be in compliance with the state changes regarding attendance.
Right.
So that our the aligns with the state policy.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion is passed. Moving on to new business, personnel.
We are recommending Catherine Cargis as an SLP assistant on a part-time basis at West Elementary, and Kendra Steinhardt, assistant coach for volleyball at the high school. Kendra has stepped up this year to help us when we were in a little bit of a lurch. So I think our season's coming to an end, but we appreciate her hard work. So recommending both of those individuals.
Do we have a motion to confirm the employment from the list above?
So moved.
Motion was made by Ms. Butler, seconded by Mr. Oath. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is passed. Next is a non-paid leave of absence.
Harry Kemp, teacher at the high school, is requesting a non-paid leave of absence from October 29th through December 5th.
Do we have a motion to approve the non-paid leave of absence request as listed above?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Isaac, seconded by Mr. Williams. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is passed. Moving on to educational meetings.
We have a variety of meetings. Austin Bethel will attend the IHSWCA Fall Wrestling. Please don't ask me what that all stands for, but it's wrestling. Wrestling Coaches Clinic coming up. Julie Jackson and Courtney York are going to attend the Gym Night Coaching Institute. And Tony Robinson will be going to the Indiana School Counselors Association Conference in November.
We have a motion to adopt the resolution permitting the personnel listed to attend educational meetings.
So moved.
Motion was made by Ms. Butler, seconded by Mr. Oath. Any discussion?
Did you say Joey Kissinger?
I did not mention that one, but she already attended one.
Okay,
So we put
that
it in there because it
right.
slid in right when we had our last
Veteran
meeting.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is passed. Moving on to leasing agreement renewal.
We are presenting the enclosed agreement renewal for current sections of Hedges Central for the Bell Fountain. Sorry, I want to say Fontaine, but I know it's not that. Cemetery for a period of 1 year beginning December 1st through November 30th.
Okay. Do we have a motion to authorize renewing a lease for sections of Hedges Central for Bell Fountain Community for a period of 1 year beginning on December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Williams, seconded by Mr. Isaac. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is passed. Okay. Information and proposals. Here are two delegations and citizens' comments. So first up is Andrew Sargent. If you don't mind, just to state your name and.
Yeah, just a quick reminder, 3 minutes, and then we have a microphone that is up here on this stand. So if you wouldn't mind coming to the to there. So hopefully it didn't pick up very well last week or
did not,
2 weeks ago.
Yep. Hello, my name's Andrew Sargent. I stand before you this evening continuing to bring forth my concern towards the LGBTQ and Friends Club that's active in the Mount Vernon Junior High. While I feel as though I made it clear in the last school board meeting that the MSD of Mount Vernon is not legally obligated to continue this club, Dr. Stephanie Stewart response was that the club will continue despite the unpopularity of the message or the fear that the group might cause a disruption. So a few may know, but I spent a significant part of my youth in correctional facilities. During that time, I learned a lot about what shapes a child for both better and worse. I've realized that what I needed back then wasn't another program or system. It was presence, love, and correction. Those two, love and correction, work together to build strong, healthy, grounded young people. With them, kids lose direction fast. Or I'm sorry, without them, kids lose direction fast. That's why I'm deeply concerned about the direction the MSD of Mount Vernon is taking with clubs like the LGBTQ and Friends Club. According to the CDC 2023 Youth Risk Behavior Survey, LGBTQ identified teens reported significantly higher rates of depression and suicidal thoughts at 40% compared to roughly 14% of their heterosexual peers. Those numbers are heartbreaking, and they tell us something extremely important. Our kids are struggling emotionally. They don't need more confusion or social pressure. They need connection, truth, and stability. When after-school programs take on conversations about sexuality and identity that belong in the home, it blurs the boundaries between education and parenting. It risks undermining the very structure that gives kids security, which is family. These are deeply personal topics that should be guided by parents who know their children best, not by peers or interest groups. I'm not here to divide or condemn anyone. That's never been my intent. I'm here to remind us that schools should build unity, character, and confidence, not categories and confusion. For that reason, I continue to respectfully ask that this school board remove the LGBTQ and Friends Club from the list of extracurricular activities at Mount Vernon Junior High and focus instead on efforts that strengthen families, not replace them. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Up next, Nick Idle.
Good evening. My name is Lee Kyle. I'm here addressing the board regarding the revelation of the LGBTQ plus friendship club that was at the junior high school. This club and others like it need to be removed from our schools immediately and not allowed in the future. As a community, we are training up our children and protect them from all forms of evil and perversion. The ideas and relationships this club promotes is an affront to God and to this community. That the existence of the club has only recently come to light brings to question other things that might be going on in our schools that the parents and community members does not know about. This club promotes lifestyles of sin that bring harm to those involved as well as the community at large. A community that allows such things will not flourish and will not be blessed by God. Both the Word of God and nature itself declares the unchangeable reality of sex, that we are made as male and female, as well as the goodness of marriage between one man and one woman. Every cell in our body declares that we are who we are, no matter of what emotions, medications, or surgeries we do can change that. This club claims to promote inclusion, yet the God of the Bible and of creation, who created all things, is being excluded. This club promotes the idea that each person needs to live in their own reality, or live their own reality, failing to realize that what they're promoting is instead fantasy. Children have no business being exposed to this. They do not understand the harms being promoted, and we cannot be complacent when the minds and souls of our children are at stake. I will remind this board that you are responsible before God and this people in regards to what you allow in our schools. We have a duty to ensure our children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews are taught objective truth which can only be found in the God of creation and his written word. Christ is king over all things, including our schools. I ask that the board act swiftly and ban this club and any others like it to ensure our schools are free from this harmful humanistic ideology. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Andy Hain.
Hi, I'm Andy Hain. The Gay Lesbian Medical Association website describes the following detrimental effects associated with same-sex sexual practice: higher rates of HIV/AIDS, substance abuse, depression, anxiety, hepatitis, sexually transmitted diseases, anal papilloma, HPV, gonorrhea, syphilis, and chlamydia, certain cancers, alcohol abuse, tobacco use, eating disorders, and even as simple as obesity. Recently, a Canadian LGBTQ group filed a human rights complaint against the Canadian government and Health Canada, asserting that the Canadian LGBT population had poor statistics for life expectancy, which is 20 years below normal life expectancy. Suicide, alcohol, illicit drugs, substance abuse, cancer, infectious diseases, HIV, AIDS, and depression. This is noteworthy in that it challenges the assertion of those claiming the negative health statistics attributed to individuals of the LGBTQ orientation are merely a function of lack of acceptance of such individuals, and that the dismal statistics would improve with their increased acceptance. Canada is probably the most liberal Western Hemisphere country that I know of, and it provides a highly supportive government, a celebration of gays from many social and established groups, and a public following the government-directed hate speech codes. Yet the health indicators for the LGBTQ populace still remains low. This demonstrates that acceptance and affirmation of same-sex sexuality is not the promised antidote for the problems inherent in the LGBTQ practices. To reiterate, the Gay Report, the Gay Lesbian Medical Association, and the Canadian LGBTQ Coalition Human Rights Complaint are sources from within the LGBTQ population. These are not things that I'm bringing to you as I'm putting words in their mouth. This is what they're saying about what they've looked at from inside their own group. Equally, gay clubs are not the antidote to the high suicide rate, the high drug use rate, the high depression rate among the gay community. Allowing 10-year-old gays to counsel 10-year-old gays in a club environment without professional counselors available is a recipe for disaster and not a solution for anything. The MSD should not be a party to this huge liability, nor drag us taxpayers into that liability either. I'm asking that the board change club policy tonight, if you would,
Thank you, Mr. Hain.
to include curricular clubs and clubs related to sports available in the MSD, not extracurricular.
Rusty.
Good evening. My name is Rusty Levings. I appreciate this time. So from my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, you have sought legal counsel, correct, on this particular topic of the LGBTQ plus group, correct? Who is your legal counsel that you went to? Is that something you're allowed to say publicly, or is that a private matter?
We use multiple attorneys for
Who did you
legal.
use
When
on
I
this
said
one?
legal team, Allison Braden.
Okay, I highly encourage you all to get a completely different opinion from those who you normally go to. I highly encourage you to do that, okay?
Rusty, can I stop you for 1 second? We use 3 people. One's local, one's not in Mount Vernon, and one is in Indianapolis. So we have a variety of different attorneys that will help us.
I appreciate,
Just so you know that.
yeah, no, I appreciate it. It is helpful, but I still highly encourage you to look outside of that group to see what other options are available, to see what other legal says. I know I'm not a legal scholar, nor am I here to give you legal advice, okay? But just as an average citizen, as a concerned parent, reading what I've read, to me, I respectfully disagree with the views. And so I highly encourage you to listen to people tonight. And if it takes just striking all groups to meet after school, be consistent. That's even with groups that I am in favor of, that I would support you in saying all groups cannot meet at the school system. To be consistent, right? That way it's not, I have a biased opinion towards this particular group. Yes, okay. But if it takes just to say clean slate, nobody is allowed to. If that's what it takes to get this group out, by all means, I highly encourage you to consider that. I highly encourage you to listen to what people are saying, and I appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Skylar Turner.
Hello, I'm Skylar Turner. Just want to say that I'm in opposition to the LGBTQ plus and friends group. So I want to share some things. This is a press release that came from the Attorney General, Todd Rokita. This came out last week. It says the Federal District Court handed a victory Monday to Indiana's policy of listing biological sex rather than gender identity on birth certificates. The court denied a request by the Americans for Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, for a preliminary injunction against the policy. He had this to say: "This ruling is a win for truth, reason, and of course, common sense," Attorney General Rokita said. "Biological sex is an undeniable fact, not a feeling to be rewritten on official documents. Indiana will continue standing firm in protecting the integrity of birth certificates, ensuring they reflect reality, not ideology." Earlier this year, Governor Mike Braun issued an executive order reiterating the terms sex and gender in the Indiana Code, referring to biological characteristics of male and female. To implement the order, the Indiana Department of Health, or IDOH, stopped changing birth certificates to list a person's gender identity instead of a person's sex. I say this to say that if we're recognizing this at a federal and state level, why are we not recognizing it here at the board? I say all that to say that we call upon the MSDMV to stop promoting or providing meeting space for the LGBTQ plus and Friends Club, prevent any others like it from forming, and to inform the public that these measures have been taken. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on to non-staff communications and reports.
Is that everyone? We got everybody? Okay, we have supplied you with the menus for October. Jillian Brothers is sick tonight, so she isn't able to do her presentation on Character First, which is a character ed program that she recently attended a conference for in regards to like the multi-tiered system of supports for students. So we'll get her back on another meeting. And we are also looking at advertising and extending the superintendent contract. That's kind of weird to say in first person, but our next meeting dates will be October 20th at 5:30, November 3rd at 5:30, and November 17th. And fall break will happen this week, October 9th through the 13th. And that is all for me.
Okay. We do have an executive session after this, but we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.